Hello and welcome to a new Rage Gaming video. My name is Hollow and today I'm talking more Immortals Fenyx Rising, a game we were lucky enough to get an early hands on thanks to Ubisoft. Both myself and Rage have been really impressed with it and I'm excited to talk about it today. This game was originally announced under a cinematic trailer a while ago now by the name of Gods and Monsters, which at the time we had no idea what to expect from this game other than its pretty nice visual style and that Greek myth setting. But now we've had some gameplay via this early demo, we have a lot more information about what the game actually is, and there's a lot to talk about. So here's my everything you need to know about Immortals Fenyx Rising with our own gameplay to show off too. Firstly, here's the raw info about what this game is. It's a third-person, open-world action-adventure game set in that fantasy world of Greek myth. And on that note, the story setup is nice and straightforward. Basically, the Golden Isle, which is the home of the Greek gods, has fallen to the most dangerous titan, Typhon. After he broke out of his prison beneath the mountain of this land, for thousands of years he was trapped there, but in his escape he broke the world and the veil between the land of Tartarus and the underworld. So basically, all of humanity is in danger. When he broke out, loads of monsters escaped with him too, and they're kind of running rampant all over the Golden Isle. And with Typhon hunting the gods, we're attempting to fulfill the prophecy that we, as Fenyx, can save the gods and reclaim the realm. Now that character Fenyx, as I said, she's a Greek warrior who was shipwrecked on the Golden Isle, and she's being assisted by the gods in her mission. She's a customizable hero who's going to use tons of different weapons and equipment for lots of different playstyles, and that equipment all comes from the Greek gods themselves. So there's things like the Sword of Achilles or the Bow of Odysseus. And while we're exploring the world and progressing that story, we're going to find more equipment built by the gods, unique weapons and armor that actually affect your playstyle with their different benefits. We'll also earn various blessings to unlock new powerful abilities to use in and out of combat for different purposes. These weapons and armor can be improved and customized using crafting materials found throughout the Isle, and you can unlock cosmetic skins alongside mechanical perks too. The abilities come from the relationships you form with the gods, which then let us summon temporary weapons for big burst or utility at the cost of stamina and short cooldowns. We had a chance to play around with 6 of these, like the Hammer of Hephaestus, which smashes enemies flying, or charge big distances using the Shield of Athena, and of course the very useful as a triple jump Power of Ares to summon tons of spears to do a sort of leaping strike. We also have a companion Fenyx called Phosphorus, using aerial attacks, the tracking arrow for long range shots, and very useful puzzles which Rage kept telling me about, and basically a magnet tool to position various objects too. When it comes to the movement though, there's lots of ways to get around wherever you are. We got running or sprinting really quickly, got climbing, swimming for any terrain, and of course the flying using the wings of Daedalus, which can be used just like you'd expect to glide around the lands freely, but can also be used as a double jump or even fighting in mid-air in a pretty unrestricted way, as long as you have the stamina for it. There's also horses to run around on too for bigger distance journeys, or if we're going somewhere we've already been, then there's fast travel too. The combat itself has a lot going on. You got basic attacks and combos to beat around the enemies, and then you got those godly abilities, the various melee weapons and the bow. You got dodging, parrying, tons of telegraphed attacks from the bigger enemies to watch out for too. Generally though, the pace of the combat is really quick, letting you use your abilities and combat mechanics on really short cooldowns, but it's all limited mostly by your stamina system. Now, like I said, you could fight with your wings in mid-air or to reposition right, or use those abilities, but it all at once costs stamina, and when you go past your stamina limit, you go into the red, and then suddenly you're unable to move around quickly or basically evade, and you have to wait for the stamina to recover. To manage your stamina is very important, so you could drink potions, of which there's 4 types, or generate stamina through basic attacks too, which heavily encourages big combos and aggressive playstyle, which I personally love. While the enemies themselves are also all those Greek myth style monsters, you got cyclopses and minotaurs and such. Visually they're all incredible, but even the basic level enemies have a lot to watch out for. And I think that's because you can kind of go anywhere in this game, right? So the enemies need to be a challenge wherever you are. A big part of this game though is the exploration. Around the land you'll find tons of points of interest or secrets if you're looking for them. There's mini bosses to battle like the one in the demo, in which we fight a sort of souped up version of the main story's boss, which was apparently the most dangerous enemy in this demo, so good job to Rage on beating that first try. But there's also also various challenges all over the place, like the arrow rings or the physics-based puzzles. These can come in small areas with, say, one specific puzzle to beat, or it could be a giant sprawling section of land filled with lots of these mini puzzles. There's also, of course, the rifts located all over the place to enter Vaults of Tartarus. Very comparable to shrines, in here you'll face more intense and involved puzzles or parkour challenges for even better rewards via the Vaults of Zeus. And these are often much more dedicated and lengthy versions of those challenges you find on land. We'll also see things like the cauldrons for when you're ready to spend resources to upgrade your 4 potions and actually improve their effects for whatever type of content it is you're focusing right now. Obviously, we also have main story stuff to go straight after, but the land is clearly filled to the brim with secrets and hidden stuff to actually find or explore. Clearly, they've gone really hard on this because Rage was telling me about during his time while he was playing in this region of the demo just how ridiculously dense it was for all the challenges and things to find and interact with. For the full game, the terrain is going to greatly vary between regions in their atmosphere and visuals, the different enemy types, the aesthetics, because each region is actually dedicated to one specific god, and then the whole land reflects that, specifically made to fit with that god's sort of vibe. But even in the area for this demo, there was a lot of different terrain to traverse. You got open fields, or the huge hills and rocky areas to climb, the deep valleys to jump and glide through, or water areas to swim through too. So the movement plays a big role in the exploration because you need to manage your stamina and also maybe use your brain to overcome different obstacles. For you progression people, there's also things to be unlocking and improving as you play more. It is very RPG, this game. After we help enough gods, there's going to be a sort of hub that's forming to let Fenyx upgrade herself in different ways. You'll use resources like the Vaults of Zeus or those coins that you find from challenges and puzzles. So this is going to be a great place to unlock new combat abilities, craft equipment, upgrade your equipment, or customize the visuals entirely separately to the mechanics. We didn't get a chance to look at a lot of this stuff, sadly, since we were dropped into the middle of the game in a sort of specific region and were given a pre-made layout of gear and skills, and we couldn't see everything in this demo. This was like an unfinished early version of the game, right? But just to touch on the atmosphere of the game, obviously, as I've said, I mean, look at it, it's visually great, but I want to give some credit to the writing. In the demo, they've got the gods saying unique lines exclusive to the play session just for a laugh.
So this whole story you're telling me about how you think this mortal named Fenyx has a chance to free all the gods from Typhon's grip and then destroy him? Good luck!
Fenyx just saved your son Hephaestus. She recovered his lost essence and returned his godly powers. Are you even listening?
What?
Okay. I'll start again.
Oh gods, no! I have a better idea. How about you tell me all about it this holiday season? Wink.
Did you just say wink out loud?
Anyway, let's see what this place has to explore. Puzzles, votes, I'm sure there's a lot to see.
But as you can see, the whole humor and vibe is nicely relaxed and silly, keeping the gods, yeah, to their official personalities and traits, but it's a lot less serious and a lot of just fun. Even the character Fenyx just directly talks to the narrators at times, for example. But in conclusion, I do think we've got something interesting here. This is evolving and enhancing the open world genre in a pretty unique way, in that specific style that Breath of the Wild created. There's a heavy focus here on the journey rather than the end goal, the destination. There's a lot of challenging and varied stuff going on, just as much as you might find in the main story. To directly compare it to Breath of the Wild, it's kind of more involved with a lot more mechanics going on and, like I said, a more dense world. Not to say that directly makes it better though, but I do really appreciate what they're going for here, and I didn't quite expect this game when I first saw the cinematic trailer. I had no idea what it was going to be. But we got something special here, even if the new name is a bit of a mouthful now. I'm looking forward to playing it when it does come out, and I'm very happy to see games learn from Breath of the Wild and what that brought to the open world genre and see what they can add to it. Anyway, that's everything for now. What do you guys think about Fenyx? If you'd like to take a proper look and watch some real gameplay of some of the stuff that I talked about today, well then we've already got a dedicated gameplay video out in which I do have a bit of a chat with Josh at the start, but then we let you watch the game and, you know, watch it at your own leisure. For now, I've been Hollow, you've been you, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.